guys, this is your overview for the last modules that we're going to have. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in. So Monday 5-3 is Introduction to the Mayans, and it is a graded assignment, but you don't have to grade it. Okay. So we're doing the background information about the Mayans by watching the Brain Pop. You can choose to watch it as a class or independently. And then you'll answer the questions for a grade. Once they click here, it will take them to the actual physical Brain Pop. The next part of this is the 8 common factors. Open up the 8 common factors of the ancient Mayans by clicking what is highlighted in red. So this is going to be the same for each of our civilizations. So the Incas and the Aztecs will have the exact same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and open this so that you can see it. Okay. So using the resources provided on Canvas, fill in the chart for each of the 8 common factors as a civilization. There's a description of each factor below the title. Be as detailed and thorough as possible because this will serve as your guide when completing a Venn diagram at a later date. You may use bullet points and pictures to help your understanding. So there are 4 on the first page, 4 on the second page, and then a reminder of what each of those things are. So this is just our way to explain it, and that way they will have their copy. The next thing that we'll do after we explain that portion is we are going to start research by doing a Mayan 101 as a class. And you're just going to click on the document, but this is not going to force them to make a copy. It is just going to bring one up. So we're going to read all of this together. It is short, so that works out for us. And this is just to give us an overview of the Mayans. And that is Monday. Tuesday 5-4 is the 8 common factors of Mayan civilization. So they are going to take that chart that I just discussed, and they're going to start their own research independently. There's a picture as a reference here so they know which chart to use, and then also a place to get a copy of it. There are many different things that they can use. So there are 2 different articles, the Mayan Part 1, the Mayan Part 2, and those will force them to make a copy. It's good for them to have that, and then they'll just drop it into their Mesoamerica folder. There's also this video, which I'll go ahead and open that for you. Oops. Sorry, guys. And this is the Mayans for Kids. So that's awesome. And then also linked here is the Duxers website. And they have all sorts of really awesome links for them to click through. So that is going to take us Tuesday and Thursday. Now, originally on the half days, we used to have office hours and not do work. And I was informed by Marika that we have to conduct synchronous work. But since I'd already planned out everything, I arranged for a makeup work day. So if they have makeup work, they're going to complete it. If they do not, then we're going to enrich them. They're going to read the Maya literature, the Book of the People. They're going to click there and go to the PDF, page 21 in the PDF. As soon as it loads, apparently. And this is just an enrichment activity for those students who have already completed all of their work. And to give them some buy-in to complete it, okay, they're going to read this, and then we can offer them extra credit. And I just gave them 10 points of extra credit because that's not going to do anything in the grand scheme of things. And to get the extra credit, they'll read it, and then they're going to open up a Google form, and they're going to answer the question. Pretty simple. So that is all for Wednesday. Thursday, they are going to continue their research on the 8 common factors of Mayan civilization. So this page looks exactly like the page that I explained for Tuesday. And with that, it brings us to Friday, team time. We're going to do a history of kickball because I don't know about you guys, but my students during HAC are starting to argue over the kickball and the rules and stuff. So they're going to be opening up this document and reading the article and then answering the 4 questions at the end. And now we start all over. So everything that we just did Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, we're now going to repeat the same process for the Incas. So we're going to do this on Friday, the 7th. This is the brain pop portion of it. Informal grade that is going to be graded for us. They have another 8 common factors of the civilization chart. This one's going to be a different color. I tried to match the colors to keep them as close as possible. And it looks exactly the same except it has a different title. Okay, and then the Inca 101. So same exact thing as earlier this week. Just repeating it with the Incas. And that is the end of the week. So I'm going to go ahead and take this opportunity to go over the next couple of weeks modules. So I'm looking at week 8, so the following week, and you can see here it's broken up because we have EOGs sprinkled in here. So Monday and Tuesday is the 8 common factors research for Incas. Wednesday the 12th is our reading EOG, so there's no work on that day. And then we're starting over again with the Aztecs. So everything that we did with the Mayans and then the Incas, we're going to do with the Aztecs, starting with the brain pop, the making a copy of the 8 common factors chart for the Aztecs. I believe it's yellow. And then doing a class reading. And then Friday, we have our math EOG. So no work will be given that day. And I'm going to come up here. So the thing that we needed was one last formal grade. And so what I did is I found that they had a Mesoamerica brain pop. And they're going to go ahead and watch it and then answer the questions. And guess what? That's our last formal grade. It's graded for us, and it's about everything that they need to know. So that is awesome. Go back here. Now, the only reason why I put this in on Monday the 17th instead of at the end of our research is so that the kids have plenty of time to make it up and redo it if they need to before that 21st date cutoff. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, 18th and 19th, they'll be working on their 8 common factors of Aztec civilization research. And then 520 and 521, which is the Thursday and Friday, they're going to be doing a Mesoamerica civilization comparison. What they're going to do is they are actually going to open up all 3 of their charts. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same. Oops. Okay. As soon as it lets me. And that way I can show you what it is I'm talking about. Recent. Okay. And this is literally the last thing. So they're going to be completing a Venn diagram, a triple Venn diagram. But some of the things that they ran into, especially when they did the triple Venn diagram on the on both of the projects is that they didn't have enough space. So what I did is I created a slideshow with directions. So each of these are the big circles. Now you may be asking, where does that information go? Because normally they would fill it in. Well, they did fill it in. When they filled in their 8 common factor chart for each civilization. So that's going to act like their main circles. Then their small comparisons, there are red buttons. So it says click on the red square buttons inside the 2 overlapping circles to take you to the comparison page for those 2 civilizations. Follow the directions and complete. So it is linked, so they can take it there. Mayans and Incas, what do they have in common? Okay, and again, all they have to do is click. Aztecs and Mayans, what do they have in common? Okay, Incas and Aztecs, what do they have in common? Okay, and then the last thing they need to do is that middle comparison. So they would click on the circle. Aztecs, Incas, and Mayans, what do all 3 have in common? Now, I have not finished doing the final touches on this, so there's obviously some things still missing, like how many numbers of facts, etc. But because we're doing that comparison on that Thursday and Friday, and grades are due the 24th, I don't want to take this for a grade, obviously, but I'm not going to tell the kids that. So when I have you guys do this, we're going to set it so that it is worth points, but we're going to just put it into assignments so that there's no PowerSchool sync, to make them think that they have to complete it and submit it. And hopefully this just creates a little bit more of a buy-in for them. Then the last week of the quarter, I would like to do some sort of like independent research project where they get to pick any topic that they wish we had covered and just do some research on it and maybe create a small presentation. Still haven't worked out those details. Let me know if you have any ideas. Also, let me know if you have any questions. Hope you guys had a great weekend.